nourish ourselves, our families, and our communities.
In times like these, we have a greater responsibility to keep our communities informed.
And ABC7 is working hard to provide more ways to keep you connected, wherever you need us.
ABC7 Los Angeles is now streaming live newscasts, breaking news, and weather with our new ABC7 app on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Just search ABC7 Los Angeles and download our free app.
ABC7.
Keeping you connected.
What it is, we love you out. That's very kind. Thank you. It cost you $19.95.
America waking up to some heartbreaking news this Sunday. Beloved Jeopardy host Alex Trebek passing away after a 19-month battle with pancreatic cancer. Tonight we have complete coverage of his life and legacy.
But first, a wintry blast in the Grapevine. Right now, CHP escorting drivers through the blowing snow. Temperatures falling throughout Southern California.
We have live team coverage of this cold snap. Our Leanne Suter is tracking some potentially dangerous conditions on local freeways tonight. But we begin with meteorologist Jonathan Novak with the latest conditions out there. Jonathan.
Yeah, that's right. This has been a mess of a day. We've had 10 to 12 inches of snow accumulate over about 7,000 feet, and it's still going tonight. A little bit. We have some snow in the mountains around Big Bear, also around Wrightwood. A lot of this is very light, if it's even reaching the ground, really, as this is the last gasp of this system, one of a couple of surges of energy through the area this weekend. And again, it's been pretty busy. We had some heavier rain by Yucaipa just a little while ago. Now that has calmed down, but we see a few light showers by San Bernardino. I'm going to have the forecast coming up in a few minutes. I'll tell you about when things really dry up and how cold it's going to get. Big chill in the air. Details in the 7-day in a few minutes. We'll check it out.
Okay, Jonathan, we'll see you in a few
Sounds
minutes. Good. Some dangerous travel conditions through the Grapevine tonight. The CHP forced to escort drivers for a short time due to the snow.
Those snow showers have let up, but the danger is far from over. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter is live in Gorman, braving the bitter cold. Leanne.
Yeah, that is right. The temperature really has taken a nosedive tonight. The snow has stopped, but it is that cold, the temperature that really has officials worried. You can see that traffic is moving smoothly right now on the I-5, but they are keeping a very close eye on conditions, looking for any potential icy spots. The CHP escorting drivers through the Grapevine as blowing snow turns driving dangerous. Some travelers caught off guard by Southern California's sudden winter weather.
We thought we'd try to miss the weather, and as we're coming up here, we're like, why does the rain look a little bit funny? It's starting to change. And then we start seeing everybody slow down and people are looking outside. They're like, snow!
The cold storm dropping several inches of snow in Gorman, but up in Big Bear, they saw even more, almost a foot of fresh powder.
Came up here on Friday and just hit the jackpot with this weather. It's just a winter wonderland up here. It's beautiful.
Lots of people heading up to the mountains to enjoy the sudden and dramatic change in season.
I saw the weather this morning, it's snowing right here. I was like, I gotta go there.
All across the mountains, they saw snow. Oh my God! Above Fraser Park, it meant breaking out the sled, many surprised by Mother Nature's sudden change.
I was like, oh, there's probably not going to be that much snow because, because it's November and then mostly comes in December. But now that we're here, I'm like, it's a lot and it's cold.
Back in the Grapevine, Caltrans crews have been putting down sand on I-5 to help with the slick conditions. Semis moving slow, their hazards on due to the danger.
It's always tough to drive in it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I know they had a big accident up towards PMC.
And that has been the concern all day, really trying to prevent any major accidents out here. Now, those CHP escorts have stopped for now, but officials warning they could resume at any time if conditions take another turn. Live in Gorman, Leanne Suter, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Leanne. As we move toward the winter months and the ever-changing weather, make sure you have the free ABC7 Los Angeles app for up-to-the-minute forecast for your neighborhood right on your smartphone.
He was quick-witted, intelligent beyond measure, and a TV icon. The world celebrating the great Jeopardy host Alex Trebek tonight.
Trebek peacefully passed away overnight with his family by his side. He bravely battled stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Our entertainment reporter George Pinocchio takes a look back at Trebek's life and career.
Alex Trebek hosted Jeopardy for 36 years. He knew we invited him into our living rooms nightly. So when he had to tell us in March of last year he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer, he gave us the news gently and with hope.
I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to keep working.
He did both, sometimes working through the pain to bank enough shows for his final appearance coming on Christmas Day.
Answer. Daily Double.
Trebek began his career in his native Canada, working for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. He came here to host The Wizard of Oz in 1973. Several other shows followed, including Double Dare, Pitfall, Classic Concentration, and the new Battle Stars.
And here's the man in command, Alex Trebek.
He also hosted High Rollers with his co-host and close friend of more than 45 years, Ruta Lee.
Surely the Almighty is receiving him, and he's joining all of our showbiz buddies, and they're having one hell of a drink up there.
Ruta says she had a humor-filled, wonderful conversation with Alex on Friday. Peter Marshall, the original host of Hollywood Squares, spoke with him on Saturday.
I said, just remember, I love you. And he said, I love you too, Petey.
Marshall recalls another phone call from Alex from 1984.
He called me one day and he said, hey, Petey, they want me to do Jeopardy. I think it's a little too esoteric. I said, are you crazy? You're going to be on the air for 10 years.
Or, as it turned out, 36 years for Alex. When he was interviewed for the Archive of American Television in 2007, he was asked how he'd like to be remembered.
He's a nice guy, and I like him. And if that's the way they remember me down the line, perfectly happy with that. Alex Trebek? Yeah, he was a nice guy. Whatever happened to him? No. Really? When? I didn't know.
On a personal note, I interviewed Alex over the past 25 years or so, and it was always my pleasure. From home, George Pinocchio, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, George. Trebek's death is a big loss for fans of all ages who welcomed him into their homes over the years.
His star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is one place people have come out to pay their respects tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell continues our live team coverage with reaction from fans. Amy.
Jory and Veronica, Alex Trebek is being remembered tonight not only as a popular television host, but as a kind and caring man who faced his cancer diagnosis with courage and grace.
When Alex Trebek learned of his illness, he stepped in front of a camera to break the news to Jeopardy viewers himself.
Just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year, this week, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Trebek promised to keep working while he battled cancer. He earned millions of devoted fans, hosting the iconic show for more than 3 decades. Flowers have been placed next to his star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame.
He was bringing knowledge to the world, you know, and he did through his whole life, even when he got sick.
He just kept going, and you never thought he would leave us. And it's a sad day in Hollywood for television, really around the world.
Trebek won several honors, including 7 Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Game Show Host.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wheel of Fortune hosts Pat Sajak and Vanna White were among Trebek's many friends in the entertainment industry. Vanna posting a tribute online saying, I will cherish the many memories I have shared with Alex Trebek that date back well before either of our careers took off. I will always be in awe of the way he faced the battle he fought so valiantly. Sajak tweeting, Alex Trebek's courage, grace, and strength inspired millions and awed those of us who knew him. A tremendous loss for his family, friends, co-workers, and countless viewers. I was honored to be a friend and a part of his professional family for all these years.
So many people in the industry and so many fans saying this is a really devastating loss. Now, Alex Trebek will continue to appear on episodes of Jeopardy through the end of December. Reporting live, Amy Powell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It's truly sad news, Amy. Thank you. We're all trying to come to grips with, and you can stay with Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of the passing of Alex Trebek as tributes continue to pour in from around the world. You can also get reaction anytime with our free ABC7 Los Angeles app on abc7.com, as well as our accounts on social media.
One day after his victory, President-elect Joe Biden is already getting to work. He's busy making plans to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic, his #1 priority once he's in the White House.
And as of tonight, President Trump has yet to concede and spent his evening posting Fox News videos to Twitter. Here's ABC's Rena Roy from the new president-elect's hometown of Wilmington, Delaware.
With 10 weeks to go until he officially takes over the highest office in the nation, President-elect Joe Biden hitting the ground running.
I'll work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as those who did.
And his transition team is also already hard at work. First on the to-do list, tackling the COVID-19 pandemic. Biden's coronavirus task force expected to be unveiled Monday. Sources also tell ABC News he's discussing reversing Trump policies with executive orders, including rejoining the Paris Climate Accords and the World Health Organization. His COVID-19 plan calls for doubling the number of testing sites, investing in at-home tests, and encouraging governors to mandate masks.
That plan will be built on bedrock science.
As he prepares for his new position, he made some time for himself and his family Sunday, attending church in the morning, then visiting the graves of his late first wife, daughter, and son Beau. Meantime, many in the nation recognizing Kamala Harris as a trailblazer, the first female vice president-elect, also the first black person and Asian American to hold that title.
While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
As for President Trump, he was spotted golfing for the second day in a row. He and his campaign team still claiming the election was stolen and pushing the false narrative of widespread voter fraud with little evidence to back it up. Senator Lindsey Graham backing the president on Fox News.
President Trump should not concede. If I were President Trump, I would take all this to court. I'd fight back.
Sources tell ABC News they do believe President Trump will eventually concede, but right now he is more focused on taking legal action and recounting votes. In Wilmington, Delaware, Rena Roy, ABC News.
Pandemic partygoers use less than creative hiding places trying to elude police. The unusual house call just ahead.
Also ahead, terrifying moments caught on camera when a tent is picked up by today's wild winds.
And later, she is the vice president-elect of the United States, but her career got its start here in California. We take a look back coming up.
There are heroes in every community, giving help, providing hope.
This holiday season, ABC7 invites you to give back.
Be a hero. Donate a new toy to the Spark of Love.
But this year, because of COVID, we're asking you to give online.
Just text SPARK to 24365 or go to abc7.com Spark of Love to make a child's holiday brighter.
This year, heroes give here.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Now during the Chevy Cyber Sales event, use $500 Cyber Cash on most SUV models to get $5,250 total cash allowance on most 2020 Equinox models.
Find new roads at your Southern California Chevy dealers.
Jerome's is celebrating our 66th birthday, November 13th through the 15th at all Jerome's locations. A great selection for any room, and it's all at Jerry's price.
The guaranteed lowest price every day, like this sectional for only $5.97.
Or this 9-piece dining set for only $9.47.
Take advantage of Jerry's 5-year special financing with no money down and no minimum purchase.
Plus, get Jerome's fast and free drop-off delivery.
Join the celebration November 13th through 15th with great giveaways and a chance to win a new Tesla.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any place else. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir.
We have made it through another week together.
America's most watched program across all of television.
People don't really realize how much of an impact the feet have on the rest of the body. A lot of times people with knee pain, there's really nothing going on with their knee. The issue is actually stemming from the foot. So now we're predisposed to hip pain, low back pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that when the foot's placed in the ideal position, everything else up the kinetic chain works better. You have better balance, more energy, you're gonna feel better, and you're not gonna have to spend so much time worrying and thinking about your pain.
See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Now at 11, English police busting a major house party in Leicester. Dozens of partygoers brazenly flaunting lockdown orders. Officers found several people locked in one of the house's bedrooms. They even discovered several others trying to hide under a bed. Police say this type of behavior warrants a steep fine. England is in the midst of a second-month-long lockdown, trying to curb spiking COVID cases.
Locally, a startling increase in LA County cases over the weekend. More than 2,200 new cases announced today. That follows yesterday's more than 2,400 new cases, the highest daily total here since mid-August. It's the fourth straight day the county has reported more than 2,000 daily cases. Nationally, we saw our fourth straight day with more than 100,000 new cases. Today's was the fifth highest total since the pandemic began, and even more troubling, hospitalizations are now on the rise again as well.
Powerful winds have swept through the Southland all weekend, creating wild scenes like this in Pico Rivera. Some strong gusts picking up this 400-pound tent and sending it flying. It nearly takes out a small boy who hustles to escape the tent's flight path. It did cause some major damage to 2 cars and quite a reaction out of that child. I'm sure he was a little freaked out.
Yeah, it was good moves, quick thinking, and you see his reaction to just two-handed. Did you see that? Yeah, wow. Close call. I'm glad that's not a video. If things were a little different, we would have seen that video earlier in our show because it would have ended a lot worse, Jonathan.
Yeah, yeah, thank goodness it wasn't. And you know, the thing is, today we had gusts upwards of 65 miles per hour in some places, the mountain spots especially, but there were a lot of 35 to 45, 50 mile per hour wind speed, the gusts at least, readings today from the coast into the valleys. Tonight we're still seeing some winds, and I'll show you that in a second, but let me just take you back through the days about 18 hours ago where this loop starts, and you can see we had some rain, snow, but it wasn't, if you were watching yesterday, it wasn't as filled in and let's just say widespread as it was yesterday. We had more rain in more places. However, the snowfall was just as intense as yesterday. We saw some totals earlier, and I just saw the latest numbers coming in. Big Bear had 16 inches of snow in the Big Bear area. That's incredible. Yeah, this is a pretty potent system, and this is the rainfall, at least radar indicating over an inch as you got close to Devore and Lytle Creek, and about a half an inch in the foothills of LA County. You got into Santa Barbara County, you got about a little over a half an inch, and the same down around Long Beach. So it wasn't flooding. We didn't have widespread flooding issues. We did have some areas of heavy rain. Around the Grapevine, it was actually snow earlier on, and things are now tapering off a lot, and I don't expect anything to really get going. At this point, it's the trend to essentially, in the next couple of hours, be done with this system, and tomorrow morning it's just the cold air that you'll have to contend with. So this is a look at the snow in Brightwood and Big Bear, and still seeing some echoes there showing up. Not a lot, and I wouldn't expect more than flurries at this point and a few light sprinkles in the Inland Empire. Okay, as we look at the freeze warning, that is in place for the valleys around the Santa Barbara area, inland a bit into Santa Barbara County. As we look at Ventura County, also under a freeze warning. So this is indicating, of course, below freezing temperatures for tomorrow. It is going to be not just cold in the morning, we have chilly temperatures in the afternoon. And to give you an idea of how cold it'll be, we'll say add maybe 10 degrees at the most to that number, Burbank's current temperature of 49. And you're at your highs tomorrow. It's not going to be a very warm one whatsoever. This is a look at some of those winds, and again, they've backed off tonight. I don't anticipate them really intensifying at all in the next few hours, although there could be a few gusts in some places, and I'll show you that too in just a moment. But it's cold if you happen to be stepping out tonight, so grab the jacket and keep it around for about 4, maybe 5 days. This trough right here, all this cold air just pouring in to the state, and we are going to see this kind of winter-like weather for several days forward. So this is a look at the future scan showing that eventually we'll see a little high pressure try to build in for the middle of the week, and really the warm weather, and I'll say there is some warm weather, it's about 6 days away. So I said 5, so maybe more like 6 days of colder weather before we get to normal. This is a look at those wind gusts, and again, there could be a few here and there on the 5. As you wake up tomorrow, if you are heading up the 5, that would be maybe the only issue, as well as maybe some ice in the early morning time, some icy or slick roads. Just watch out for that potential. This is a look at the highs tomorrow, and yeah, it is BRR. That's Burr, right? Okay, good. Just making sure you're following along. All right, AccuWeather 7-day LA Metro and Orange County. 62 in the afternoon, and that is 13 degrees below average. And we continue that on Tuesday. It's still cold. Wednesday, still below average. We're not back to normal until, well, really Sunday. Saturday and Sunday will be more mild, but the valleys, i.e., I got you 37 tomorrow for a low, 62 in the afternoon. It's going to be cold on Tuesday morning, even colder, in fact, by a degree. And then I get you back in the 70s in the afternoon, and you're at 80 degrees on Sunday with a chance of rain on Friday, too. But this is not going to be a very significant shot at showers, just a 20% risk. The beach spots looking very cool tomorrow, but of course the mountains will be the coldest. Really cold. Teens and 20s for lows the next 4-5 mornings. Afternoons tomorrow, you'll be lucky to get to 40 degrees in the mountains, and then it starts warming up in the afternoons after that on Tuesday. The high desert at 55. It's just cold all week long until you get to the weekend, next weekend. So, guys, if you wanted some winter weather, kind of skip fall, that's what we've got this week, and then maybe we'll get back to some fall weather next weekend. We've got every season in 1 week.
I've got whiplash.
2 days ago. Yeah.
It's a lot to take in,
it
Jonathan.
Is a lot, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kurt Sandoval joins us now with a look ahead to sports. Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Veronica and Jory. Yes, on a weekend that the Rams had the day off, the Chargers check into Heartbreak Hotel again against the Raiders. They absolutely got their hearts ripped out on the final play for the second week in a row. The story next.
Life's full of little accidents. And the Hyundai Tucson helps make sure they stay little by alerting you if you drift out of your lane and even gently correcting your steering. Because unlike your favorite shirt, you...
Time now for the sports report. Kurt Sandoval standing by in our Santa Clarita bubble. And Kurt, when you were at SoFi Stadium today, did you happen to notice any large serpents in the stadium? Because the Chargers are snake bit this season.
When even the 27 media members, I say that sarcastically, but we're the only ones basically in the stadium. When we're even saying it, it's just a head scratcher. And you know the old cliche in the NFL that defense wins championships. Boy, that fits the Chargers like a lightning bolt fits a rainstorm, because they are 2-6, and in all 6 losses this year, they had a second half lead, including today's game against the Raiders. They did come out in those sharp-looking alternative blue uniforms. Speaking of looking sharp, quarterback Justin Herbert threw for 326 yards, finds Keenan Allen there, and the Chargers are off and running, right? Well, as it turns out, they're up by 3 at the break. Derek Carr, plenty of time, lets it fly to former Trojan Nelson Aguilar. 45 yards later, the Raiders are building a 28-17 lead. But the former Oregon star, great here. Ends up on his back, but not before fullback Gabe Neighbors bolts into the end zone. They're down 2, but for the second consecutive week, their fate was decided on the game's final play. 1 second to go. And look at this. Donald Parham hauls in the game winner. The refs call the game winner. The Chargers are celebrating. An instant replay was brutal. It shows the ball briefly touched the turf, and the Raiders get the call overturned and survive 31-26. So the Bolts and Coach Anthony Lynn, another week at Heartbreak Hotel.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating to put it all out there, put it all on the table, and for it to come up short this week again hurts. Definitely, this one hurts.
You can't give up. Losses are always tough. I'm not saying that they're not, but you have to come together and you have to stick together. And you realize that it's only us out there. And yeah, we've lost the past couple, but we're going to stick together. We're going to have a good week of practice and
Obviously, Joey Bosa did not play, out with concussion protocol. They missed him for the second consecutive week. We will have more NFL highlights, including Drew Brees against Tom Brady. And an Iron Man you'll have to see to believe. Jory and Veronica, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kurt, and we'll be right back.
Alex Trebek, loved by America. Now tomorrow on GMA, those who knew him and adored him with an emotional tribute. And inside his final days, celebrating the life of a television treasure on ABC's Good Morning America.
If you have thyroid eye disease, and you go through artificial tears in the blink of an eye, or your eyes feel like they're getting kicked in the backside, it might be time to discover another treatment option for thyroid eye disease, also known as TED. To learn more, visit treatted.com. That's treatted.com.
In 1972, Jacoby & Myers revolutionized the way people gained access to lawyers.
For the first time in history, having an experienced lawyer wasn't just reserved for the wealthy.
We changed the way lawyers practice.
And we changed how accident victims are treated.
Over the last 40 years, our commitment to helping people hasn't changed.
We are proud of our heritage.
And we value our clients.
With Jacoby & Myers,
you have a powerful ally on your side, protecting you since 1972.
Jacoby & Myers.
Welcome to Toyotathon.
Hey.
Ready for a great deal?
You know it.
With savings on Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more, it really is the most magical time of the year. Can you pretend you didn't see this?
But I'm seeing it.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on the entire 2021 Corolla family, including Corolla, Corolla Hybrid, or even Corolla Hatchback.
You never know what you'll find at Toyotathon. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, America.
Hi, America. Hey, America.
During this crisis,
over 37 million people
don't have access
to nutritious food.
But there is a way we all can help.
With Feeding America.
Their network of 200 food banks are up and running,
distributing food to people and communities they serve across the country. Please visit feedingamerica.org to locate a food bank in your community.
Together,
Let's feed the love.
How do I get you Bob's discount on such great quality furniture? I build personal relationships with my suppliers.
Thanks for coming to my kid's school play, Bob.
Stop lying, Pinocchio. You're a bad boy.
I've been thinking. I'll give you that deal on extendable dining sets.
I just want to be a real boy.
Get Bob's discount! Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
A major milestone for the Virgin Hyperloop, similar to the one that you see here. The first test ride with passengers was completed in Las Vegas today. The Hyperloop uses magnets and vacuum tubes to move pods through tunnels at high speeds. The goal is to reach 600 miles an hour without expending too much energy. The test run was much slower due to the length of the track. Virgin Hyperloop is still raising money for a 6-mile test facility. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk is also interested in the transportation technology.
Okay, we don't have flying cars yet, but that will do.
Yeah, remember?
Let's make this happen.
Elon Musk is working on the one from Dodger Stadium to his house or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when that happens. We have more news straight ahead.
Including where Disney fans can get into the holiday spirit.
We're saving a place for all good news. Thursdays.
Make your holidays happen at Ross. Surprise! You don't have to spend a lot to give a lot. You've got the holidays, and we've got you with the best bargains ever. Say yes for less at the new store in North Compton.
Is that the $20 you owe me? No, it's furniture. Furniture? It looks like 20 bucks. Well, at Jerome's, you can get furniture for any room in your house for $20 or less a month. Like our Cumberland Queen Storage Bed, or our Elm 2-piece sectional, or the Abington Queen Canopy Bed. Any of these rooms for $20 or less a month with my no money down 5-year special financing. Plus, get Jerome's fast and free drop-off delivery. Only at Jerome's and Jerome's.com.
Even in these trying times, you can still have fun and win while feeling safe and secure. At Saboba Casino Resort, our teams are working tirelessly, cleaning, disinfecting, and refreshing our smoke-free casino. We've got your safety covered, so you can focus on relaxing, having fun, and winning. So make your bet a safe bet at SabobaLA.org.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Walt Disney World in Florida, the most magical place on earth, once again living up to its slogan, debuting spectacular new holiday decor. From festive wreaths and twinkling lights to even a surprise appearance from Santa himself, the Orlando resort going all out to give the few guests that are allowed in that warm, fuzzy feeling this holiday season. If you need your Disney fill here at home, Anaheim's Downtown Disney is open.
Yeah, so you can't go inside the park, but you can still enjoy some of the festivities.
Yeah, maybe by, what, spring?
Maybe.
Life will be back to normal?
We'll see. There's much more news still to come.
It will likely be a very active week for both President-elect Joe Biden and President Trump. We'll take a look at what both men have planned.
Plus, as Vice President-elect Kamala Harris prepares for her new role, we're looking at her life here in California. Eyewitness News Late Edition is next.
Donors choose. Support a classroom.
Live from ABC-7, this is Eyewitness News.
One day after his victory, President-elect Joe Biden is already busy at work. His #1 priority, tackling the COVID-19 pandemic. Good evening, I'm Veronica Miracle.
And I'm Jory Rand. This is the late edition of Eyewitness News on ABC7, ABC7.com, and streaming live on our ABC7 Los Angeles app and Hulu Live. With just 10 weeks to go before inauguration, President-elect Joe Biden is looking to hit the ground running.
His transition team is already hard at work. President-elect Biden is expected to unveil his coronavirus task force tomorrow. His COVID-19 plan calls for doubling the number of testing sites, investing in in-home tests, and encouraging governors to mandate masks. Meanwhile, President Trump was spotted on the golf course for a second day in a row. His campaign team still claiming the election was stolen and pushing the false narrative of widespread voter fraud with no evidence to back it up.
A new documentary produced by our sister station KGO chronicles Kamala Harris's accomplished life and career.
Our new vice president-elect first took Washington by storm as the junior senator from California.
Who is this person in California? And she instantly became one of the leaders of the resistance. And that moment created the Kamala Harris that is today.
In the Senate, she put her prosecutorial prowess front and center, often making headlines and grabbing national attention.
And it is incumbent on the Attorney General of the United States to fight for the civil rights of all people.
I think you're thinking of someone and you don't want to tell us.
A present and moment that would be maimed. It would eventually make her a household name, even if people tripped over it. With her election to the Senate, she shattered yet another glass ceiling, becoming the first Indian American woman and just the second black woman to serve as a senator. And just 2 years into her tenure, she was ready to shatter expectations once again.
I am running for president of the United States.
Well,
and I'm very excited about it. I'm running for president because I love my country. I love my country. I'm running to be president of the people, by the people, and for all people.
Despite strong debate performances,
that's why we need to pass the Equality Act,
and a strong run in the early laps of the most crowded field of Democratic presidential hopefuls in history, she ran out of money and called it quits before the Iowa caucuses, ending her bid for the White House.
It is with deep regret, but also with deep gratitude, that I am suspending our campaign today. But I want to be clear with you. I am still very much in this fight.
Biden won the Democratic Party's nomination. In the backdrop, racial tension spilled over into the streets, fueled by high-profile police killings of black people. Biden's response, a short list of running mates dominated by women of color. Despite their early debate clashes, he included Harris, noting on a pad, "Do not hold grudges."
I kind of had a feeling, for weeks leading up to it, something just told me, or I just felt that it was going to be her. We were each other's first friend back when we were about 5 years old, kindergarten. She could not have made it as far as she has without dealing with just unimaginable obstacles and challenges every step of the way. And she's a fighter, but she holds true to herself.
Hi. Sorry to keep you.
That's all right. You ready to go to work?
Oh my God, I'm so ready to go to work.
Maybe about an hour or two before the announcement, Carol texted me, and we were just, like sending little, text messages back and forth, fingers crossed and, praying and, that kind of thing. And all of a sudden, both my work phone and my personal cell phone just started blowing up. I was overwhelmed. Crying tears of joy.
Now let me introduce to you, for the first time, your next Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
The junior senator from California became the first Black and first South Asian woman to appear on a major party ticket in U.S. history.
And you can watch the 7-part documentary about Kamala Harris's journey to the vice presidency on our website at abc7.com.
We have much more news still to come.
Windy conditions cause plenty of problems across Southern California. We're looking at some of the damage.
And we still have a little bit of precipitation out there, mainly in the form of some snow and some light sprinkles. I'm going to talk about the chances of any more rain and snow in the forecast and the big cool down that we are in the midst of. Details in your 7-day ahead.
This holiday season,
you can help light the spark of love
for thousands of kids all over Southern California.
Just text SPARK to 24365 or go to abc7.com Spark of Love.
This year, heroes give here.
Life's full of little accidents. And the Hyundai Tucson helps make sure they stay little by alerting you if you drift out of your lane and even gently correcting your steering. Because unlike your favorite shirt, you are irreplaceable. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on the Tucson. Plus, get up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance. See your local Hyundai dealer.
As our nation battles COVID-19, every job in a medical facility is critical. Join the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, housekeeping, food service, supply techs, and other support staff. These people help save lives in medical centers, outpatient clinics, and community living centers. We're hiring in every state, and we've made the process faster. Will you join us on the front line? Visit va.gov/join us to find out how.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 40 years, you've helped Make-A-Wish make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Together, we've granted more than 500,000 wishes for children fighting critical illness. But we're not done. Help us make every wish come true.
One consequence of our windy weather today, some downed trees. One eyewitness capturing this massive tree toppling in central Alameda this afternoon, damaging several power poles and a nearby home. That home is still structurally sound, no injuries reported. 2 more trees were uprooted in Bell Gardens, Ford Park. Thankfully, no injuries reported there either.
Yeah, that's always a scary concern. You know, we've seen some very difficult situations happen when trees come down.
Yep.
But then just the damage as well, the cleanup, the mess that we have to contend with, Jonathan.
Yeah, and you know, the winds were gusting from the coast and into the Inland Empire, the mountains saw gusts as well, and we actually still have a wind advisory, and that's for the south coast of Santa Barbara County. Those winds coming out of the northwest generally, and actually they've been a bit of an issue down the 5 as well. I think by the time you get toward 3, 4 a.m., we're going to really remove any of those wind issues that are out there, and it's just going to be, well, what happens when the winds really calm down? Very cold. It allows the air to even chill off even more. So freeze warnings are also in effect for tonight into tomorrow morning, actually through 8 a.m. And that would be for the valley locations there in Ventura as well as Santa Barbara County and the high desert. It's going to be just bone-chilling cold. We're talking obviously below freezing, but 20s in some of those spots. As we look at the live Megadoppler 7000 HD now with the rain and the snow on the board, you see that as we go back about 18 hours, we had plenty of rain and snow today. We actually had as compared to yesterday, it might have been a little less in terms of the coverage and who got how much. But I think as far as the snow went, we saw upwards over a foot. I'm going to show you this in a second. We got about a foot in Big Bear. This is the rain totals right here, according to radar estimates. And usually these are a little bit overdone, but these are probably right on around places like Devore, Lytle Creek, got about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. We had over 1/2 inch in Santa Barbara County inland, and also down around Long Beach into Orange County. And downtown didn't get much, but we just to the north of that in the foothills of LA County saw about 1/2 inch. This is what's going on right now. Just some light snow still falling, very light stuff in Wrightwood and over toward Big Bear. A couple sprinkles are possible in San Bernardino and down as you approach Hemet. So this is not anything that's going to cause any flooding issues, of course, and not anything that's going to be very long-lived. We'll be done with it by the time I'd say 2, 3 a.m. rolls around. This is a look at the snow totals, and Lake Arrowhead had 10 to 12 inches. Big Bear had 10 inches officially here. Running Springs, 8 to 10 inches. Pine Mountain Club, 3 inches. So that is up around the northern mountains there. Ventura County, we saw Frazier Park with about the same. So it was coming down there earlier. Still a little flurry activity there. But again, I think in the next couple hours, even that will be done with. But look at the temperatures right now. I mean, it is just frigid. 47 Santa Barbara, 28 in Frazier Park. You get a Big Bear, it's 21. That is really, really cold. Below average temperatures for lows and highs tomorrow, and that will continue to be the case all the way through Thursday and Friday, to at least to some degree. It'll be kind of like that on Friday. But this big trough has just ushered in all this cold air. Eventually, it will be replaced as we get toward the end of the forecast. But at least in the meantime, just count on more cold air in place in Southern California. Now, by Friday, we get another little piece of energy, if you will, moving through. I think at that point we could see another shower or two, but aside from that, it's going to be a dry week. And this is a look at the winds backing off too by tomorrow morning. So it's just going to be these that you'll have in mind, which will be top of mind, which will be the temperatures. I mean, 62 in downtown, that's your high temperature tomorrow. Not your low, your high. And 59 in the Ojai Valley, that is cold. So AccuWeather 7 LA Metro and Orange County, bundle up tomorrow. 45 in the morning and 62 in the afternoon, and we'll basically be there again on Tuesday, just to add a couple of degrees to both of those categories. Wednesday about the same, a little warmer on Thursday, and then by the weekend we're into the 70s finally, and that actually is going to be close to normal by the time you get to Sunday. So valleys and IEs 62 tomorrow, maybe a couple of gusts in the morning, but it won't be anything too strong. We'll just say chilly stuff ahead, 30s in the morning and 62 to 67 between Monday and Tuesday. You're back in the 70s though on Wednesday, really pleasant. Friday, maybe a couple of showers around, but the chance is very low right now. I'm keeping it at 20%, and I don't think, I mean, last weekend we were talking about the rain chances this weekend, and I said that they'll probably go up as we get closer. I don't think that'll be the case with this rain chance, but the beach spots looking cool as well in the 60s for highs most of the week. The mountains in the teens and 20s for lows and 30s for highs tomorrow. Get ready for a very cold Monday. High desert also pretty cold, 30 in the morning tomorrow, and 55 in the afternoon is a pretty chilly one in the Antelope Valley. But we got warmer weather next weekend, guys. All right, that's it for me. Have a great night, everybody. Back to you.
You too, Jonathan. Thank you. Up next in sports, the battle of 2 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, battling tonight in Tampa.
Plus, Kurt tells us why this Iron Man is the toast of the sports world. The inspiring story coming up.
This is my 7-piece Scarlet dining set. My competition has a similar looking set. Let's compare. Theirs has a wire brush.
Back to Kurt in the Santa Clarita sports bubble and a clash of legends in Tampa tonight. Kurt, we've seen the photo of Tom Brady looking really upset all over Twitter.
Not happy.
Yeah.
And rightly so, Veronica and Jory, because Tom Brady is as competitive as it gets. But when it comes to Drew Brees and Tom Brady tonight, clearly Drew Brees was much better than his future Hall of Fame counterpart. Take you out to the game, and it only took one series for us to realize that. 6 minutes into the game, and Drew lofts it to Traquan Smith, and look how he gets both feet in bounds, and it's 7-0 Saints. Then on the final play of the first quarter, Brees to Adam Troutman, and the Saints star threw for 4 scores tonight. With 564 touchdowns, he once again passes Brady as the all-time leader in touchdown passes. As for Mr. Super Bowl champion, just outgunned by the Saints defense. They sacked him 4 times. He threw 3 picks. The Saints walloped the Bucs 38-3. New Orleans now 2-0 against their divisional foe. Back here in downtown LA, all-star Carlos Vela on the pitch for the first time in a couple of months, and it took just 5 minutes for him to say, "Remember me?" Boots home LAFC's only goal, but Portland broke through in the 90th minute when Jorge Villafana's first goal in 5 years ties the game at 1. That's how it ends. LAFC in a rematch of the playoffs last year will get Seattle in the upcoming playoffs. Meantime, the Galaxy will not make the postseason this season, and tonight the team was hoping to finish off the regular season with a win over Vancouver, but the home team racked up a hat trick tonight, including 3 goals in stoppage time. The Whitecaps shut out the Galaxy 3-0. Finally, nothing is as inspiring as the human spirit. Did you see this last night? A Florida man, Chris Nickick, became the first person with Down syndrome to finish the Ironman after swimming 2.4 miles, running a marathon, and of course that 112 miles on the bike in between. Nickick crossed the line in, you can see, 16 hours and 46 minutes. You only have 17 hours to finish the Ironman, and he did it. A lot of his doctors say he couldn't do it. And Jordan, Veronica, this is what you get when you finish an Ironman. This piece of metal. This is gold to anyone who's finished one. But what's really cool about that story is they invite you to come back for what's called the 10 to midnight party. It's where the undertrained, basically, the overachievers, try to finish. And it's so inspiring. But for someone with Down syndrome, tip of the ABC-7 cap. Back to you guys.
Just great stuff. And by the way, that's not a prop. You earned that. You earned that statue.
Yeah.
Show it off.
17 years and 15 pounds ago, yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
Kurt. Thanks so much. We'll be right back. And that's Eyewitness News Late Edition. Wipeout is up next.
Eyewitness News returns tomorrow at 4 a.m. You can get your news 24 hours a day on social media, as well as our website and our free ABC-7 Los Angeles app.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
All good news from ABC-7, a place reserved just for good news.
People sharing the good in us.
All good news from ABC-7, Thursdays on Eyewitness News and on our Facebook group.
Sponsored by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
When you share food,